All right.
Rocking and rolling.
All right. We got a special little episode here. So, you guys ain't really seen this yet. I don't know
We're
why
gonna be doing a
Canada
little bit of
flag's up.
now we're gonna be doing a little bit of that garage talkie that we do R&D, and so um, just another place that Mike and I and some of the other cats we kind of go over a bunch of things before going to the show. There you go, even out of the studio. Um, so it's been pretty interesting with getting this done, getting it out to you guys. So, but just want to give you a little, little what's up to how we kind of brainstorm. This is kind of more of where we don't have much machines out here in the garage type thing, but most of our stuff is either done in studio or out of my studio here. But this is where a lot of where we're doing the research and development, we brainstorm. We're just kind of doing our thing, and so this is how we kind of
This is
somewhat
it.
get
This is
prepared
garage
for
talk,
yeah,
folks.
the
You guys have
garage
heard a
talk.
lot. Again, I'm Mike. This is a Patriot Hour. We got Ben joining in. We're both
Yes.
kind of coming into the studio, which actually is here up, in my home at the current moment upstairs, which we're wanting to move it downstairs. But this is some of the brainstorming. Well, basically,
Mm-hmm.
we're a little bit about our next episode, which wouldn't be this one that you guys are seeing because normally we don't record these. So now it's just a beam in
Exactly.
to the process, a little bit of the process. We won't go through full extensive mode. Normally, there's a few of these that take place anyway before an episode, but so
Mm-hmm.
we just hit up Avenatti in this last video. I don't know if
Yeah.
we'll touch base. We can bring up the follow up stories as those come out and come along. Uh, but what are you thinking?
Oh, I
What
just
about
thought it
this
was funny.
caravan?
Last,
The caravan that hit the where did they hit at down in Tijuana? Was it like expected?
yeah,
See, they
there
were
was
just
a
saying like they're nowhere near. Everything I've seen was a spin on. They're not nowhere near. Why was Trump ramping it up? Talked about it 40 times before the election and hasn't hasn't you know talked about it
well, no,
since.
I agree. And I think this what happened in California because like some of the news I was watching, one of the articles said something like it was a small faction of about 80 to 100 people that actually that came off of the main group and made their way up to the California border in Tijuana. And I think Tucker
So they got
Carlson was like Tucker Carlson had one of his guys go out there, and I saw a lot more than 80 people, and they were all hanging up on the border wall
like
there on the breakwater wall,
mm,
and it's like
I
yeah,
saw that.
they're all
I don't know if I saw a Tucker Carlson one. It looked like to me that somebody on the Mexico side was filming, and they were all just
yes.
jumping. Nobody was really talking. Whoever was recording, and they were up. A couple guys jumped over and were over there for a while, like two guys, and then they ran back, climbed back over as I think there were some border patrol agents coming, and then the video
Yeah.
ends. So I was kind of like,
Well,
wow.
yeah, and there's even I believe a good 100 yard um, path, and they have on the American side, like they have like the border, like not a border wall, but like a keep out area, almost like on the
Yeah,
on prisons. And the actual fence, you have a no walk zone, and then that's where everybody walks at. On so they're already coming. They're already sitting there. I saw videos, and that's not mainstream or not. Tucker Carlson was funny because he was like, well, they're telling us they're hundreds of miles away. So I don't know what we filmed, but one of our correspondents with the Tijuana, and we filmed this. And yeah,
yeah,
it
that's what
showed them.
I was like. And then the news was like,
So,
well, we didn't know about that's our point.
and it's like, now is this just local residents in Tijuana banding together and taunting and getting paid to go down to the wall, and they're already there? I mean, Tijuana is a pretty big port of entry. I mean, I've been in and out of there countless times going to Baja and then go shopping in Tijuana, walk over. So actually, the Tijuana and the Nogales ports of entry are huge and can handle a few thousand cars a year. So that would be like Tijuana port of entry and the Nogales port of entry. And the Nogales port of entry is where we get a lot of our shipments coming, like goods and
Yes,
shipments,
yes.
and you get most
Well,
of
they
the foot
also
traffic.
Hugh mentioned the Long Beach in California. That
Yep,
whole
that's
is a
right
huge
there. Yeah,
point of entry for goods and stuff on the West Coast. So backing that up, the military's been down there. I've seen videos where they were wiring it up with their chicken wire, just the
a little
barbed wire,
Constantine wire.
Constantine. There you go. They have all that in certain areas of the week. So I think we definitely will hit up this. The caravan arrived in Tijuana unexpected, despite the mainstream saying they're, Jim Nacasa, they're hundreds of miles or nowhere near. And now we get a facet of, whatever happened. A group of them somehow veered off and got to Tijuana really quickly, or is it, I don't know that narrative.
Well,
So
I
maybe we
can
get
whatever.
videos up,
Well,
get a
exactly.
video or something for
Whatever
the next
happens.
video.
Well, in the next video, you can also say something to the fact that no matter how you view it or what they say, there was a video that was on mainstream media or not, say what you will, but Tucker Carlson, he showed it. I saw it with my own eyes that showed people climbing up the wall and taunting. A couple people went over the wall, then quickly scurried back on the other side. So
Yeah, I got that
however,
down.
however you want to view that, that's people are trying to come in illegally, and we're getting footage, and there's that. So there's no way to refute that and say, oh, that's just them making up stuff. So, but I think maybe another possible idea that we could maybe research a little bit more into would be the fact that what is the port of entry's policies? Like, how many people per day can that port of entry by foot traffic? Because like Tijuana, let's just hypothetically say the Tijuana border, the entry port of entry, they can handle let's say us hypothetically say 5,000 people a day and 1,000 vehicles. That's they're with the
They're
manpower,
normal.
the lanes they have, their normal flow of this. So it's almost like really these people can. So because we may have blowback on the left side saying, well, this is too many people for these ports of entries to handle, and that's why they're coming over, and they're going to be these ports of entry are going to be inundated with too many people. And if you don't know any better, then you might say, well, yeah, how can one port of entry do 10,000 people? But if you don't know, they
Yeah.
already can have a capacity of 5 to 6,000 normal, and by backup, they can do 15,000 a day. Now, the other maybe possible segue into that is, are they here to visit or are they seeking asylum? And that's going to be another thing that, because Trump did do some of those, change a little bit of the
The
policies
asylum
on,
thing would be
the asylum.
fine, but you can apply for that in your own country to our government. Then you can do it legally. There's only the legal ways to do it. There is no jumping the border, getting caught, and then saying I'm seeking asylum. I don't
I want
think. I don't
asylum.
think
Yeah, exactly. No, I don't think so either, because I think you'd have to, well, if to seek asylum, you have to go to
because
the
if
U.S. embassy. And then, or if you're on the border, you can go there and say, hey, I'm here to seek asylum. But she isn't like, okay, hold on, that's this lane. Here's the asylum lane. Then
just,
here's the, I want to.
if you just try to come in and get caught, or you don't get caught, where are you going to seek asylum? You're just going to end up going with the flow, ending up in the city where you got family, and end up being in a house. And then you go years and years. And then if you get caught, I was seeking asylum. There's a proper, you can't seek asylum unless you seek asylum. And
Yeah,
you don't
no,
seek
exactly.
asylum
From the
by
very
coming
get
in
go.
illegally. You don't seek asylum
You
by
can't,
coming in
yeah.
illegally. I got a light going out and stuff all of a sudden out of nowhere. Actually just started a few days ago, kind of flickering. Normally don't film out here, so I'm not worried about it. I still got plenty of light. I'm not worried about one going out. I do have bulbs, but no, this is real good stuff here. I think we'll definitely have that. Now we touched base on the Avenatti thing. We'll do follow-ups as that comes. Now, another big thing is I'm starting to get we're seeing a lot of comments on the queue. Like, we always thought it was a positive thing. I know we said we would cover that. The Patriot Hour, it's something that's happening. One, there's actual posts coming out, and it's, to me, appears to be a very positive message. and leading us in the right way to just really understand things that are going to come. And if you look at the Trump administration's agenda, it lines up. It's not like trying to take you over here and stand in a circle while things are actually happening over here. Not that I feel, but people are starting to get anxious with result. So,
Yeah, no,
what do you think
I
on
agree.
indictments, arrest? How much longer? We have Hillary announcing she's going for presidency. I mean,
Yeah,
she should be
wow.
in jail. Just
Jeez.
bull
Yeah.
talk, of course. Of course, I don't have to believe her. Of course, that's what she might think. Or is it part of a plan that she's involved in, already knowing, like, well, I'm supposed to get to this point now and see how many people actually are going to back me by the polls to see how many people are
Yeah.
woken up to the message.
Yeah, I
Maybe
don't
it's
know.
written down
That's
like
a great question.
the scenario where she's already been arrested with the boot.
That's
So
true.
point she was supposed to be quiet for a long time and then start ramping back up, and now at this point announce presidency, and now they're going to look at numbers like, man, she's still got a hell of a lot of support. That's a way to kind of
that's a
see who
great.
knows.
No, exactly. That's a great question. I mean, that's something that you could definitely we could touch at and look at, because if that is the case, that what we originally talked about, it's a movie, it's a show, then that most possibly is what's happening now. Now, her running for presidency, it seems a little bit pretty extreme, but I'm hey, my mind's not blown in that aspect. That's kind of par for the course. The Q, if we've said this before, if it deviates from the Constitution and starts doing things that are
We
actually
see
infringing
physically, and
we see what's happening. It's like,
there would be lots of
I think
tall
where,
and that would somehow be announced. It wouldn't just be like all of a sudden, unless it's that slick, like countries across the town are witnessing local law. And I mean, I don't know how that would play out as far as collecting, but yeah, we'd see something like an infringement on a Second Amendment or free speech getting pulled back a lot more. There'd be lots of more signs of actual infringements.
I would. No, I totally. I totally agree, and that's where we still need to see. Obviously, what's happening, after the we're you and I are still waiting for the midterms to be etched in stone, if you will, so we can kind of move on from this. So it's so far it's been pretty positive, obviously, for the Patriot Hour, and for the viewers. They got good good comments, good suggestions and whatnot. So, but no, I think that until this, I think probably the worst thing about all of this is that I'm not patient enough. I need more patience, but I do want things to happen.
Patience is understandable. I'm just saying, like, and that's half the issue with people is the patience. We get it. Am I still able to be heard?
Yeah.
I'm way up.
Yeah, no, I hear you fine. No, I feel you good. I think so far it's still a good thing. No, I think it's still a good thing, man, so far.
Yeah, no, I as well. I just think that and again, folks, try not to, this is again just a special garage talk. We'll probably start doing it more if you guys kind of like it. It's the background. We're going to do it to the, if you're watching this, it's going to be on the Patreon right away, and then you'll be premiered for the YouTube. But if we're out of field, or, hey, I don't see you, you're talking, you stay in ring. I don't want to start making my research period to be all demanded as a video. It's just something that we're trying out. I'm trying to be in tune that we are recording it, but this is literally a fraction of how we do it. So please don't critique of like, you're not perfectly in frame or you're off to the side. I trying to smoke a cigarette. I lit the because I'll do that. I'll light it, take a few puffs. I'm trying to quit smoking. It's a very bad habit. We both get that. So sometimes I'll relight a cigarette 3 times. It's really disgusting, but hey, it just makes me all the quicker want to quit. So, but anyway, I'm not really in tune with where I'm at standing, and this is what we do, because normally we don't beam in and look at each other while we're doing this. This is just normally a phone call.
I'm walking. I could be doing some other stuff.
I'm normally out here, yeah, else possibly. I
Yeah,
got my pen and paper.
I'm
So
over here possibly looking at this, kind of getting into here, and
the caravan, Tijuana, the filming. We've got a couple different videos we could probably put together. I'll put something together. This, might be a show we record later tonight. This could be tomorrow morning's show that we kick off. It just depends on what else breaks throughout the day. But we do have one story we want to touch a lot on, and that's the caravan arriving. The fake news media telling us, what do we have to worry about? This isn't an invasion. This is a
well, yeah, and I would
I
think too.
seek asylum.
Does a
Fake
caravan
news.
jump border walls, or do invaders jump border walls?
Yeah. Do peaceful seeking asylum do it legally, and then after they go through some of the stuff to get in here, they wave our flag, or do invaders fly their flags and the whole time as they're marching in? So it's history books tell us things. Sometimes. There's a nice little piece.
Kitty, go out.
See that? You guys see that there?
Oh, nice.
For you, son, on Veterans Day.
Nice. I like that. No, I think we'll do a little bit more. I like that.
Some folks don't think, like, wow, your mom got your card and you keep it out in the garage. Well, if I'm going to look at that card, I'm going to put it where I'm at. If I put it anywhere in the house, I did have it up in the studio at one point. I don't have, pictures of kids playing internet now here, but I'm just saying.
It's garage talk type stuff. No, I think for this up and coming show coming up, I think that the border wall thing is a good one, because that shows kind of in your face. It is happening. It's no more speculation. I think research.
Well, we're going to talk. I think
entries.
Yeah, port of entries. We'll always keep based on the Avenatti now. Not that Avenatti huge story, but folks, it is a little bit, because this guy was supposed to be he announced his 2020 presidency. He was going to be running. He might have been going against Hillary. Is this something that Hillary launched, like to missile this guy and get him out of there? I don't want to even have to debate this guy. Is this another theory we're coming up with? But it's like there's multiple. No, or the guy just really did this and he's bad and needs to be publicly shamed. So that's the Avenatti. We got the port of entry. We could look into. Like I said on the Q thing, we probably need to address with the people. People are commenting, like, I see some result, patience, virtue. We would talked about this, so we can look at just talking about that enough to tell people, hey, you can give up Q. We could give up Q as a channel, and then what? Are we just going to follow our own? Investigative leads, which is fine, but that's like looking at CNN, watching Fox News, with the best scenario based off that, looking at the Trump's tweets and his narrative and following their agenda. And it'd be the very similar path. I've watched channels that have given up on Q, or people that don't even know about Q. And if they're following the Trump administration's narrative and agenda, it lines up a lot with Q. So that's why we already think it's somewhat a very positive thing, because it just.
Well, and I think I would agree. I think we should also express our own personal frustrations on, hey, we're not just like blindly championing Q. I think we should also express that, we as well have, we're impatient. We want to see some traction,
indictments,
and something, something to have us know what's going on.
It's like, how long can these abuses continue right in front of us if that's the case? Like, it seems like, we felt the points of where it was ramping up, and we got a whole bunch of info on the mothers of darkness and kids getting hurt, and we've been through these phases. But now, is it continuing? Well, we know there's been a lot of rings taken down under the Trump administration.
Hmm.
human trafficking. So I don't know, but yeah, we just need to express some of our own frustrations as well, and
But
regardless,
but also, yeah, and but also validate that, hey, like we said, I think if we stay close, stick to the Constitution, and if the information coming out that's being dropped by Q is still in line with what we want to have happen. It's in line with the Constitution. Um, we've talked about it before, man. Hope is it could be a great thing or it could be a dangerous thing, and you know, um, I still have hope that we're doing the right thing. And so I think as if we could just convey that, um, and let them know, hey, we're doing it as well. But again, just still keep it on track. It's again, like we said, it's current events, it's breaking news, it's happening right now. If believe it or not, like we talked about, it's still happening. These things are happening. The executive orders are coming down, just like they did last administration before that. And if you read the executive orders, like which all of our viewers and subscribers of Patriot Hour have, and the team here has as well, not all of them, obviously, but a good portion of them, you look at what they're saying
yeah.
and what their intent is behind it. And there's difference in this administration than the last one. I think that could also maybe be highlighted in a bit as
Well,
well.
I think we got a little. I mean, our episodes are 15, 20 minutes, and right here with the caravan, the port of entries, a little bit of
Hmm.
QAnon talk, um, result indictments. We're all anxious. We'll
Hmm.
give our opinions a little bit and let the facts be known that things are happening for sure. This not arrest yet. We see that, and we know your frustrations. We live with them as well. We're not immune to them, the frustrations of it all. So that there alone, and then if we leave a little area for what can come out between now and the actual episode, you never know, breaking
Yeah.
news wise. So
Yeah. Because
that's how we do it
these
on
cats
the
are at
fly.
the border. Yeah, if they're at the border now, and that was a couple of days ago, then who only knows, if they've camped out and got larger or whatnot. So, I mean, yeah, no, I think that should be a good thick,
Little base
good enough.
camp or
Plus, it
what?
gives us. Well, I mean, I think that should be a good, too much. Like we can break it down into two shows, but I think with that being said, giving those statistics, or not even statistics, just giving the information, the policies on that, and say, hey, we can handle these kind of people. We can handle all kinds of individuals coming into the country, but you know, and I think just make that distinguishing that we're more on the side of the law than on people's
We just
emotion. I think
that is my personal thing, and other people that talk similar to what I do might have a little deeper or a little different. I have no issue with what we currently do, which is over a million a year. I'm not even opposed to us ramping that up, especially if we have a lot of work coming in, like Trump's saying. A lot of corporations are coming here.
yeah,
A lot
businesses are
of business.
opening up. This is yeah.
So I'm not opposed to having more people in our culture, especially people that need work, people that are willing to work, people that are hungry and starving in these places. But it has to be done. And I understand some people are like, well, the system that's there now sucks and it takes a long time. And these people need to have money and all these things that they don't have. And maybe that can be looked at and fixed too, because that might not be quite fair. I don't know. All I'm saying is there's just no way I support straight jumping over the border without any kind of
Yeah, no,
um,
it would be
I,
like,
I
yeah, I
don't
don't
support that.
support. Yeah, that's coming in. Yeah, that's I agree. We need more individuals in our country to thicken up the culture and things of this nature. And I totally agree with that. Where that's we need to have great workers, great civilians coming in to champion our country. But when they come in the illegal way or they're trying to hop the border, they're not trying to champion America. They're actually trying to make it worse and put an economic strain and on all sides. So coming in the right way, I mean, that's how can you argue against that? and to say that
Exactly.
some of these places are, oh, well, it's a sanctuary state, or it's a sanctuary this, and it's like, well, what does that mean? I thought all of America was a sanctuary for those who were wanting happiness and liberty and freedom. Yes, you can have that, but we also are is a land of we pay taxes like everybody else does in every other country. So I mean, you can't just basically come in and be like, oh, I'm just going to kind of live off everything, and I'll just come here
Well,
and I
the
don't really need to get
is we don't. That's where the country of citizens and us as we're going to end it on this. I'm anxious to get this out, see how it even worked out. I'm surprised because we had issues
Mhm.
with Bluetooth working before, and it just seems to all be
Yeah.
working great right now. I'm anxious to see like everything went right and it actually recorded and get this up
Hmm.
for the Patreon and premiered for the YouTube. But I'll say this. That is up for the citizens to decide how we want to move forward with this and that. But we've all been very clear that there's laws right now that are just being broke, and we don't promote any other laws. We actually get mad when we see really powerful people not get laws applied to them like they do the normal citizens. That's one thing.
Hmm.
And then to laws set up at the border, and you don't do a bunch of stuff first and then say, well, look, the laws aren't working. And I was like, all right, well, let's just change the laws to be modified around the illegals that keep breaking laws. That way they're not breaking the
Yeah.
law. I don't know. You don't allow a foreign entity to kind of change your laws because of they're not going to listen to them. So you might as well amend them and ban them and not use them and throw them out
Yeah.
the book. Right?
That's.
Like, there's proper ways. You got to legislate. You got to get your paperwork in order, and you can like fight. That's how amendments have got added before to our Constitution. That's my big
That's what
thing.
the
You
word
don't just.
amendment means. Yeah.
Mhm. So I'll end it on that. Like that'll be something down the road,
I
but I'm not
agree.
going to stand for and abide by that. So you got any closing thoughts? Go ahead, because I got to walk on back up to the studio.
No, no, I just know. I think it was a good little R&D. I think we got a good meat for this next episode coming out, and do some research. I think it's gonna be interesting. But no, you're right. I think we got it, and I think it was good. I agree with you 100%, man. So yeah, always a nice
All
thing
right.
if you guys can kind of come with us. And yeah, welcome to Garage Talk again. This is kind of when we do a little brainstorm and we're kind of thinking of different things and with different ideas. We don't just blindly hop into shows and have no research done or anything like that. So back at
All
it.
right. This is perfect. It's been 28 minutes and 30 seconds. So by the time we get the exit on. All right, folks. Michael, this is a Patriot Hour. God bless. Godspeed each and every one of you worldwide. Ben here.
Yes,
And we
bless you
appreciate you
guys. That
guys
is
stopping
awesome.
in.
Yeah.
Sure, you check out the links down below. Subscribe if you're new. And make sure you check out the links for sure. Leave a comment. Check out the comments. And again, check out the Patreon. We appreciate it. Have a great afternoon.
All right, God bless.